For the past 4 years, Moist Critical, or Penguin Zero, most commonly known for playing his legendary role as District 8 hospital helper in the Hunger Games movie, has been documenting his One Piece journey, sharing his thoughts on the series as he's progressed through the story, and being very vocal about the high highs and the low lows. Now, Charlie started watching One Piece during the pandemic, and now he's currently halfway through Dressrosa, and it definitely seems like he's been taking his time to catch up, but it's kinda understandable why it's been taking him so long. Now, there are many arcs in One Piece which Charlie loves, such as Alabasta and Enies Lobby, with his two most notable favorites being the solo Luffy arcs of Impel Down and Marineford, which he classifies as S-tier arcs. But when it came to the arcs he was not so fond of, whether it was Skypiea or Fishman Island, well, let's just say this man really went through it. Now, with Fishman Island alone, it took him like 8 or 9 months just to get through it, and that's because he essentially described it as the 9th circle of hell.
I finished Fishman Island. Thanks to the One Piece card game, it motivated me to finish fucking god-awful Fishman Island. What was so bad about it? Oh, you know what? Here. I'm going to be opening some One Piece cards here in a minute anyway. Might as well talk about Fishman Island and everything I hated about it. Fishman Island takes everything that One Piece was doing really well in Marineford and wipes its whole ass with it. The Fishman Island arc is a tedious chore to push through, and it is unwatchable without One Piece. Everything about it undoes everything Marineford did great. It is truly a wash. Like, it is trash.
Now, to some extent, I can relate to Charlie on Fishman Island. While I don't think I went through the type of torture that he experienced, I do remember it being a major pain to get through. I'm pretty sure watching Fishman Island made me take like a 1-year hiatus from the series. Like, Hody Jones literally did nothing in terms of the overarching storyline and didn't really serve a purpose. But I will say, I think reading Fishman Island in the manga is way better than watching it, especially since Luffy using Conqueror's Haki on 50,000 Fishmen is a cold moment that people really overlooked. Now, another reason it took Charlie longer than usual is because for the longest time he was not the biggest fan of Luffy. And while he does consider Zoro one of his favorite characters, for a while he couldn't get behind Luffy's demeanor. And it's mostly because he believes Luffy's immaturity was a bit over the top during pre-time skip. And the fact that on several occasions he was the biggest liability for the crew didn't really help his case that he was a competent captain. But ever since the time skip, Charlie has definitely warmed up to Luffy, and Luffy is even becoming one of his favorite characters. And I think it actually has a lot to do with Ace's death. Now, one of Charlie's gripes about One Piece for a while was the fact that Oda wasn't killing off characters, since it lessened the stakes to the narrative, not making it as interesting. I mean, we all know what happened to Pell and Alabasta, and I fully believe that if Pell perished after his selfless act, it would have made it way more impactful. But with Oda killing off a major character like Ace and how this changed Luffy, maturing him and making him act more like a captain, I think it's that character development that has really started to resonate with Charlie. And ever since Charlie got to Punk Hazard, he's been loving every minute of the series. In general, I do think Punk Hazard is pretty underrated. I mean, you get the reintroduction of Law as a warlord of the sea, the return of Smoker, and the foundation set for Luffy's future clash with Kaido after he forms an alliance with Law. There definitely is a lot to love about this arc, especially since Charlie has been watching it on one pace, so the pacing is probably a lot better. And now that Charlie is halfway through Dressrosa, he's finally come around and admitted that he's a major One Piece enthusiast, and you love to see it. I swear, I love when someone who isn't caught up to One Piece shares their journey through the series for the first time, especially when that someone is as massive as Moist Critical, because we all know its peak, it just has a few arcs that can be tough to get through. But now since Charlie is halfway through Dressrosa, it's pretty much all uphill from here. And since Charlie really loves Law's character already, you know his backstory will shake him to his core. Not to mention, he's definitely gonna say Doflamingo is without a doubt one of the greatest villains in the series so far, so you can definitely expect to hear an update when he finishes Dressrosa. But let me know your thoughts on Moist Critical's One Piece journey. Do you think any of his takes are valid? Is he being too harsh on Fishman Island? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.